Hello Minders, welcome back to the Mind of Watercolor. Got kind of a little special treat for you today. I'm going to give you a sample of one of the type of videos I do for patrons on Patreon. I started Patreon over a year ago because I thought it would be cool to find out if my viewers here would sponsor my channel. And I've had a number of viewers rise to the challenge and sponsor this channel, and I just think it's so cool. I'm so proud to be able to say that my channel is actually sponsored by viewers. Anyway, I know I have a lot of new subscribers, so Patreon is just a site where you can sign up for support, any level of support that you want, from $1 on up. There are some rewards available from $5 on up. Now this series that I do is called Sketchbook Peaks, and I'm going to let you see one of the ones I did over a year ago. It's a landscape, and it's an example of what I do for Sketchbook Peaks. Sketchbook Peaks, I've done 26 of them already. They're available in the Patreon feed once you sign up at the $5 level or above. And what they are is actual sketchbook work, practice or problem solving or thumbnails or something that I'm doing and working out. And it's actual practice. It's not made up demos. So, and I post them periodically, usually somewhere around 2 a month. I also have a new little video that I'm doing for patrons at the 5 level and up that are studio tips, just very quick, short little videos giving a tip or two about things that are done in the studio. Anyway, big thanks to all my patrons that do support me. If you can't support me, I understand. My content here on YouTube will always be free, but I do thank the patrons who have supported me to make that happen. Also keep in mind that I put Amazon links in usually every video of the supplies that I'm featuring or the books that I'm featuring. And you can support my channel by shopping with those links, and it won't cost you anything extra. But I do always want to keep all my viewers aware of the options and the ways to continue to support this content if you're able and you'd like to. And this is just one way that happens. So anyway, on to the preview of one of my Sketchbook Peaks videos for patrons. Hello Minders. Well, I'm going to do another 3-layer challenge for you to give you some other ideas. And I'm actually painting the middle layer first because I want the foreground layer that's going to go over it to be dark. So that's what I'm doing. Using a new brush, so they always shed at the beginning. This is another one of the new silver black velvets that's in the their new large range. So I don't know, maybe that's a rock formation. Just rinse out my brush, see if I can pull out some highlights. I'm using a flat, obviously, this time. And you can get a little detail out with a flat by using a corner. I don't know what, see, a lot of times I don't even know what a lot of this stuff's going to do. I just start patting it in there. But I know generally where I'd like to see shadows, and maybe some highlights. And so, you know, in keeping with the challenge, as I've mentioned to everyone, I'm just keeping it simple. And that's layer 1, which is actually my middle layer. All right, I'm going to paint the rear layer. Being distant, it's going to be much more flat in its contrast. Well, that's detailed. And it's going to be cooler, so this is more of a I don't know, not really a violet. But purplish. I used a little bit of ultramarine blue, red iron oxide, and quinacridone Rose, I think. And just like I did with the rock formations, let's see, maybe a little too wet yet to pull out highlights. Trying to dry my brush real good. It's a little pale effect on this side. Very subtle. Hey, did you guys realize that Bob Ross is on Netflix now? It took like a whole season. It's not his first season because he's not young enough, but took a whole season and put it on Netflix. So that was kind of cool. I can't say that I'm a big fan of his painting technique and style necessarily. It's okay. It's okay. It's just not my preference, but I love the guy. Okay, I just love to listen to him. I love his personality. I love to hear him talk. And I love some of his Bobisms. It's just hilarious. My favorite is probably his beating the devil out of the brush, and he laughs every time. Gonna let that one dry. Just painting in some shadows now. Gonna make this look like rock, kind of cliff-like formations. A little negative or little negative painting. Okay, well, not the most perfect rock formations ever, but simple. Now let's tackle this foreground layer, and that's going to be darker and greener. Although I'm going to try to keep in the same kind of warm red-brown scheme, but just tint it maybe a little bit with some green. Let's see how this works. That's where you can use the corner of a big flat like this. Give you a little detail. I do like that I'm getting some nice aerial perspective here, which I mentioned in my main YouTube video, the going from intense to less intense and warmer to cooler. So that's looking pretty cool. See what I can do to make this look bushy, grassy. I want to get some really dark accents in here if I can. This is a mixture of phthalo green, red iron oxide, nacridone rose. Painting with a big flat brush this size can be a bit of a challenge. But I really, even though in ways it's uncomfortable, I really like what it's making me do. In terms of keeping the simplicity. And I think I'm going to stop. I may go back and fiddle with it. I usually fiddle with stuff after I've looked at it for 2 or 3 days, but not bad for a 3-layer challenge. And you can see you can do 3 layers, get distinctively different results every time. And I just can't help myself. And have fun with it. And obviously, you know, not all landscapes are 3 layers, perfectly distinct 3 layers. The whole reason for that challenge and that idea was just to get you painting, just to make the decisions for you, to get you started without thinking a lot of what you're going to do and how you're going to do it. And if you end up tearing off 3 or 4 of these and throwing them away, well, don't do that, because you can learn by, you know, where you came from, what you did, and where you ended up. But if you end up with several that you don't like, to get to one that you kind of do like, that's great.